So buying a beginner longboard can quickly become overwhelming. So here's some straightforward advice to make your life easier. I think it's fair to say that if you're a beginner, you'll start out as a casual cruiser. Then once you get more comfortable and build up the necessary skills, you can explore other styles like dancing, free ride, surf skate, long distance, or downhill. It just depends what style you connect with. Now, if you're an absolute newbie and you're still trying to learn as you go, something I'm really proud of is our longboard setup handbook, a free 17-page PDF that covers everything I wish I knew when I first got started. First things first, let's talk about the most common beginner-friendly shapes. While there are many variations, you'll often see two types of shapes: pintail and platypus. Pintails are surfboard-inspired shapes that are wider in the middle and more narrow towards the ends. Platypus shapes are shaped like, well, a platypus, sort of. Again, there are many variations, but that should give you a rough idea of the types you'll come across while researching. Another thing you'll probably come across is drop down, drop through, and double drop. Drop down is exactly how it sounds. It's when the deck drops downward. A drop through is when the trucks are installed through the deck, and a double drop is a combination of both. These are solid types of boards for beginners because they're lower to the ground, lowering your center of gravity, making it easier to balance on and push. All right, let's talk about size, specifically the length and width. While there's a lot of personal preference at play, I'd say if you get something 32 inches or above in length and 9 inches or above in width, you'll be in a solid position. This will give you enough deck space to feel comfortable to balance on. Now, what about mini cruisers? Because I get this question a lot, and in my opinion, most beginners are gonna have a more enjoyable experience on a longboard. And not to mention, mini cruisers have a smaller wheelbase, which will make it easier to get speed wobbles. Now that you hopefully have a better idea of what to look for, you're probably wondering where to buy from. Here's what I think makes the most sense. First, see if you have a local shop. It's always cool to support those who have genuine passion and give back to the community. However, I don't have one, and there's a solid chance that you don't either. So the next thing that you could do is search on used marketplaces like Facebook, Mercari, eBay, OfferUp, you name it. If you're willing to put in the time, you can usually score a good deal. If all you can afford or feel comfortable investing is $100 or below, then most people are gonna turn to Amazon. I used to really discourage people against it, and it still wouldn't be my first choice. But if that's all you can afford, you want to buy something new, and it's convenient for you, then you do you. It's your call. One of the biggest things that these longboard brands that are selling for under $100 skip out on are the wheel urethane formulas, which honestly make a huge difference. And a common beginner myth that I see time and time again is thinking that the bearings are going to make your setup a lot faster. If your setup feels slow or sluggish, 99% of the time it's your wheels and not your bearings. Just make sure that if you do get larger wheels than what you currently have on your setup, before you go out riding again, test for wheel bite. If you don't know what wheel bite is, it's when your wheels make a contact with the bottom of your deck, bringing you to a complete stop, and RIP. Drop any questions you have in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them.